Moonraker followed the immensely successful The Spy Who Loved Me, a film widely credited with saving the Bond series after a turbulent few years. Moonraker very much continued the tone of that film, and Moonraker has been a fairly divisive film for the last 40 or so years. Ever since it was released in 1979, it has divided the Bond fanbase. Some love it, some utterly despise it. Meanwhile, we have Octopussy, Roger Moore's penultimate Bond film, and one that is also remembered for campy exploits, much like Moonraker. Octopussy followed the down-to-earth for your eyes only. Octopussy took the Bond series back to the silliness. That isn't to say that everyone is a fan. In this video, I shall be taking a look at Moonraker and Octopussy to try to determine which is best. Moonraker was Roger Moore's fourth outing as 007, and he's very much settled into the role at this stage. His performance doesn't quite reach the heights of his performance in The Spy Who Loved Me, but is still very charming and is practically faultless. Michael Lonsdale's Hugo Drax remains one of the most entertaining and memorable villains in the entire series, and that can almost exclusively be attributed to Lonsdale's marvellous performance as Drax. The reappearance of Jaws, as played by Richard Kiel, is great, but his appearance at times does feel inferior to his appearance in the previous film. No fault can be directed at Richard Kiel, but some of that original menace is gone. Jaws was certainly softened in Moonraker to fit the comedic tone. Lois Chiles as Holly Goodhead makes for an underrated Bond girl who shares good chemistry with Roger Moore, though at times Holly Goodhead doesn't really have enough to do in the plot. But when Holly Goodhead is used in the story, she's a terrific character. Moonraker's campy tone is all in the context of the time, so I have no real issue with it. I can see why people do, but Moonraker is hardly serious, so the camp moments don't seem out of place. All in all, Moonraker is entertaining if flawed entry in the series gets way too much hate. Now we come to Octopussy. Roger Moore's latest films frequently get criticised for how old Roger Moore was in the films, especially in the action sequences. However, Roger Moore was already north of 40 when he was cast, and his films never really took themselves too seriously, so I don't see age being an issue, except in his final entry, A View to a Kill. Octopussy deals with Moore's advancing years well, pairing him with Maud Adams as Octopussy, a fine pair indeed. Luis Jordan as Kamal Khan made for a terrific villain. His performance is classic and very charming. Khan as a character isn't quite as memorable as Drax, however, but is still great nonetheless. And Gobinder made for a great henchman, channeling the likes of Jaws and Oddjob. Gobinder is better than Jaws was in Moonraker by a considerable margin. They keep this henchman serious. Moonraker's campy elements are fine, except for Jaws, who ought to have remained sinister. I much prefer the Octopussy locations to Moonraker's. India is a fantastic place to shoot. It's just a shame that quite a lot of it was actually shot in Pinewood. And by a smidge, I prefer Octopussy. It's more tonally consistent, better paced, and has a wider array of great performances, but I must stress that it was narrow. But what do you think of Moonraker and Octopussy? Let me know in the comments below, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.